The design is great. They just missed out on a major issue. Today I'm going to be reviewing the LALAHOME Auto Litter Box. This is an auto refilling luxury auto litter box with one major downside. We'll get to that in the cons section, and I'll also do a comparison of this auto litter box compared to a similarly priced auto litter box. I'll be comparing it to the Litter Robot 4 today. This auto litter box is a gifted item. However, I have fully fulfilled my commitment to the brand. This video is fully on my own. If you happen to buy the LALAHOME Auto Litter Box or the Litter Robot 4 after watching my video, please do so with the links in the description. It helps my channel so much. We're going to explore the features of this auto litter box, the unboxing and setup, the pros and cons, and then at the end I'll be answering the most common questions that I saw about this auto litter box online. Let's get started. First, we're going to zoom back in time to when I first unboxed this auto litter box. Here I am unboxing the LALAHOME Auto Litter Box. All in all, it took me probably between 5 and 10 minutes to unbox and set this up. The confusing part for me was this trash bag, which I'll share some tips and tricks later about it. The power cord plugs in the back, and my cats immediately took to this auto litter box. They were immediately curious, and Agnes actually went in almost right away to use it. In the top section is where you add litter. You can add, I believe, up to 13 pounds of litter. It has to be clumping litter, and this machine will automatically detect when it needs to add more litter, and it will auto add it. As you can see, Agnes almost immediately hopped in and used this litter box, given she loves a nice clean litter box, but I think it's really a testament to how spacious it is on the inside too. The litter box detected her inside, and then after she got out, it does a clumping cycle. So it just lets the litter sit for a little bit to help with clumping, and then it will start with the raking. Setting up this auto litter box was pretty easy. The auto litter box itself is one solid piece, and then this bottom section comes out. The biggest issue that I had with setting this up was making sure that the litter tray is all the way down here and that this tray is fully pressed up against the auto litter box. Insert a clip of what happened to me, but if there's any gap here, it will not start and it will not work. So it has to be perfectly in the right spot in order for it to work. And I did have a little bit of trouble setting that part up. The other part that confused me during the setup was the trash bag. For this auto litter box, the trash bag is going to go around the outside of the back, and then you're going to wrap it around this moving piece here. The trash goes there, and then the litter trapping mat goes on top here. Like I said, this mat has to be fully down, and then you can tuck this back in. Now it's in there fully secure. The way that this auto litter box works is pretty unique, and it's different than any other auto litter box that I've tried. There's a rake in the bottom that rakes any of the clumps and poo to the front, over a lip, and then into the trash, which is hidden in this section. Every other auto litter box that I have tried has some sort of rotating globe, where the globe rotates and the clumps and poo kind of go over a filter and into a trash. Within this auto litter box, in the top section is a reservoir for litter. You can put in up to 13.2 pounds of clumping litter into this section. You just lift it up, fill it in, and then it will automatically add extra litter as needed. They say that the rake mechanism within this auto litter box is most similar to human scooping, whereas auto litter boxes where the globe rotates, they say is less like human scooping. They also say that the auto litter boxes that rotate can have poo that smears on the sides. Personally, I've never really had that experience, but they say that's one of the positives of this auto litter box. Because it's just raking and nothing is moving within the machine, they say that it's less likely to have poo smears. This auto litter box does have an app that does weight tracking, and it also does usage tracking. I'm going to insert some clips of the actual app here. One thing I'm really impressed with this auto litter box are the safety features. So because there's no rotating globe, I view that as a really positive safety feature. I really like that it just rakes the litter, and there's no big rotating part within the machine. Also within this auto litter box is a weight sensor that works really well. Anytime my cat was just slightly on the outside going into this auto litter box, it knew, like even just my hand going in right now, it knows. So it has a weight sensor and it also has 2 infrared sensors. One other great feature of this auto litter box is how spacious it is inside. The company says that this auto litter box works great for cats 2.2 pounds to 22 pounds. So even really large cats could use this auto litter box. After using this auto litter box for about a week, here are some of my pros and cons. Starting with the pros. I like the design of this auto litter box and that there's no rotating drum. For me, that's a really great safety feature, and it's helpful for not having any smears on the inside of the auto litter box. It does have the auto refill for litter, which I think is a really cool and unique feature. My other auto litter box, the Litter Robot 4, I had to spend an extra $100 to add the litter hopper attachment. So it's really cool that the litter refill is already built into this litter box. I'm gonna do a refill right now so that way you can see on screen how it works. So first I'm pressing the middle button for 3 seconds to unlock, and then I'm going to press the right button once. And you see that this part here will move on the top and litter will start to drop in. The auto litter box will automatically do this every few days whenever it thinks that your litter box needs more litter. Clearly, Steven is just fascinated by this. So first it drops in the litter, and then it's gonna do a rake cleaning cycle where it's just gonna even out all of that litter. I mentioned the safety features before. Steven has gone far enough into the auto litter box that it is now locked. It is sensing not only his weight, but also his presence with the infrared sensors, and it has fully stopped. Another pro is the app for this auto litter box. It does track not only usage, but also weight. I know that app tracking is important for a lot of people. I am so one of those people who likes to track their cat's usage. My last pro is the safety features for this auto litter box. It has weight sensors and infrared sensors, which are really great. And just in using it, I can see that the safety features are really great. It has done an awesome job at detecting my cats. Next, let's get into the cons for this auto litter box. And unfortunately, I have a few. I am a professional hater and I am looking at this through a critical lens. So keep that in mind. Maybe these things will not bother you, but as I was going about setting up this auto litter box and then the week after, I kind of realized there's a major issue with this auto litter box. The price point is quite high. At the time of filming this video, it was $699 online. There were some coupon codes, so you can definitely get it at a discounted price, but I would put this in the luxury category at $700. I have high expectations for a $700 auto litter box. The app for this auto litter box does track weight and usage, but you cannot track separate cats. For example, the Litter Robot app, you can track separate cats for their weights and usage, but for this auto litter box, you cannot set up profiles for cats within the app. As I was setting this up, I realized one of the major design flaws. This main piece is one piece. It is not detachable. You cannot lift the top off for deep cleaning. And this gets to my biggest issue with this auto litter box, is there is no empty cycle. There is no way to fully remove all of the litter in order to do a deep clean. They suggest taking out the litter tray and deep cleaning this at least once a month. But for me, I know that I need to deep clean my auto litter boxes every single month. And at $700, it is unacceptable that this litter just stays within the basin unless I take a cup and remove it. There's no empty cycle for this. The company recommends to take a damp rag and to clean the walls of the auto litter box. I need to be able to do a full empty cycle to do a really good deep clean of this. And because you can't detach the top, it's gonna be hard for me to get in there to get all of the litter and deep clean. That's my biggest con. And in testing over a dozen different auto litter boxes in the last year, I know that that's a big con. you need to be able to do a full empty cycle to your auto litter box to do a full deep clean. My last con is that the actual footprint of this auto litter box is quite large. So you're gonna need to make sure that you have space within your home for this. Today, I'm gonna be comparing the LALAHOME Auto Refill Auto Litter Box to the Litter Robot 4. I have the Litter Robot 4 with the Auto Refill Litter Hopper. If you end up purchasing either of these machines after watching my video, please do so with the link in the description. They're affiliate links and they help my channel so much. Both of these auto litter boxes were gifted to me by the companies. Litter Robot was gifted to me over a year ago, and the LALAHOME is a newer one for me. However, I have fully fulfilled my commitment to the brand, and this YouTube video is just on my own. I'll be going through the pros and cons of each, and at the end, I'll let you know which one I'll be keeping. Both of these auto litter boxes are over $500, which I would definitely put into the luxury category. I have the Litter Robot 4 here, and I have the litter hopper attachment with it. This is a litter auto refill attachment that's optional for Litter Robot 4. I also have the LALAHOME auto litter box. This is an auto refill litter box. Let me get started with the Litter Robot 4. The Litter Robot 4 has a cleaning mechanism that involves a rotating globe. The globe rotates and then any sort of clumps or poo rolls over the filter and then into the trash bag in the bottom. I have the litter hopper attachment added onto my Litter Robot 4, and this enables it to auto refill. This is an additional attachment to your Litter Robot 4, and I think it costs me $99 to have this. I like the compact design of the Litter Robot 4, and I do think the design itself is pretty aesthetic and pretty. The app for Whisker, the brand for Litter Robot 4, is fantastic. You can put in profiles for different cats, and it will track the usage and weights of each of your cat. I really like the line graphs that the app provides, so that way you can see trends in real time. I'll insert some clips of my cat's usage with the app. One other major pro to this auto litter box is how easy it is to deep clean it. You can just press the empty button, it will empty any existing litter into the trash. Then you just remove the top, take out the globe, and you deep clean it. You can either deep clean it outside with a hose and some unscented dish soap, or because I live in a small apartment, I deep clean mine in the tub with some unscented dish soap in an old dish brush that I only use for deep cleaning auto litter boxes. The fact that you can remove the globe and deep clean it is a major positive feature for me for the Litter Robot 4. Some of the cons of the Litter Robot 4, number one, the price. I believe the current price for this is about $700, and then the litter hopper attachment was an additional $100. So you're looking at $800, which is a huge price for a litter box. I completely understand. However, I think this one is worth it. This is the type of litter box that you buy once and you have for the entire life of your cat. I think it is so worth it. And I also think that the litter hopper attachment was worth it. Not having to refill litter has been so nice. One other con that I've heard online is that the Litter Robot 4, as it's rotating, sometimes people will have poo smearing. Maybe my cats just have really healthy GI tracts, or maybe it's the type of litter that they're using. I personally have never had that problem. Next, I'm going to be talking about the LALAHOME Auto Litter Box. This is a newer model that has a built-in litter dispenser. The company says that if your cat is using this auto litter box exclusively, you will only need to refill the top litter section every 2 weeks. It will auto sense whenever it needs more litter, and it will automatically refill it. I think this is a really cool feature, and I love that it's built in. It's not an additional thing that you need to buy. It automatically comes in the litter box. Another pro is the actual mechanism of this litter box is pretty unique. It has a rake mechanism where it rakes from the back to the front. There's a small lip where if there's any clumps or poo, the rake will bring the poo or clumps over that lip and then into the trash, which is here. They say that this raking mechanism is more similar to human scooping, and the company says that cats prefer it over this rotating mechanism of other litter boxes. Next, let's get on to the cons of the LALAHOME Auto Litter Box. My biggest con for this litter box is that there's no empty cycle. There is no way for the machine to completely empty out all of the litter. This means that there's no way to deep clean this auto litter box, which at over $500, I think is unacceptable. I think there needs to be a way for the machine to fully empty the litter so I can go in there and deep clean. The company recommends deep cleaning the machine by simply removing this bottom section and deep cleaning that, and then taking a damp rag and wiping down the walls of the machine. Like I said, there's no way to fully empty out all of the litter. The other major con to this auto litter box that I realized as I was setting it up is that the main piece of the machine is one piece. Although it looks like you can lift up the lid, you cannot. It is screwed on. As you're doing your initial loading of this litter box, you need to put the litter bag through the front. And like I said, there's no way to remove the top. This is all one piece here. For me, the issue of not being able to do a full empty cycle and a full deep clean is a deal breaker. Between these two auto litter boxes, I would select the LitterRobot 4. I know that price-wise, this is the more expensive option. I think it's worth it. When you get into this luxury category, you want to have a litter box that's going to stay with you for the entire life of your cat. And I just don't see that with the LALAHOME. I think that over time, you will get so frustrated that you cannot do a full empty cycle. And like I said, the LitterRobot 4 is really easy to deep clean, which I do every single month. So it's important to me that it's easy to fully empty out the litter and to remove the globe for deep cleaning. I think the deep cleaning aspect is really the deal breaker for me for the LALAHOME. Otherwise, I think this is an awesome litter box. I love the rake mechanism. I love how spacious it is on the inside. I love this bottom section. The design of the LALAHOME is really great. It's just missing that major issue, which is the deep cleaning. So again, for that reason, I would recommend LitterRobot 4. I understand I'm recommending the more expensive option. Last, I'm going to be doing a Q&A section answering some of the most common questions that I saw about this auto litter box online. I've got 10 questions here. Let's get started. Starting with question number 1. Does this auto litter box handle multiple cats? Yes, this auto litter box can handle multiple cats, and auto litter boxes are great for multi-cat households because the auto litter box is constantly cleaning itself after each use. It's like your cat always has a fresh litter box. The one thing I will say is that the app for this auto litter box does not track different cats. It tracks weight and usage, but you'll just see it as one big list. It does not differentiate between cats. For 2, how often will I have to replace the litter for this auto litter box? The company says that if you have one cat that's exclusively using this auto litter box, you're going to need to refill the litter reservoir about every 2 weeks. Is the app compatible with both 2.4 gig and 5 gig Wi-Fi? Yes, it supports both frequencies. What type of litter is recommended for this auto litter box? Any type of hard clumping litter will work in this auto litter box. What I'm using here is the unscented Dr. Elsie's clumping clay litter. In this auto litter box, you could also use clumping corn litter, clumping small pine litters, and clumping cassava litters. You cannot use non-clumping litters. That would be things like crystal litter. And you can't use litters that have large particles, things like the large pine litters or the large tofu litters. Those sort of stick litters will not work in this auto litter box. Next question is, how noisy is this auto litter box during a cleaning cycle? The company says that this auto litter box during a cleaning cycle is a noise level of 45 decibels, which I had to look up. It is softer than moderate rainfall and slightly louder than a refrigerator running. I would say that it's honestly pretty quiet during the cleaning cycle. And that's probably a benefit of the design type of this auto litter box because there's no rotating drum. I do think it's a little bit quieter than some of the other options. Next question, can I deep clean the interior? No. And this is my major con of this auto litter box, is that there's no empty cycle and there's no way to deep clean the interior. They recommend that you do not get much water in the interior at all. Like when they say to clean down the walls of the auto litter box, they say to use a barely damp rag. Don't use a really wet rag for cleaning. Does it have odor control features? Yes. Company mentions that it has ozone-based deodorization. I did notice that there's a sterilize and deodorize cycle within this auto litter box that it automatically does. So right now it's doing a cleaning cycle, so that way you can actually hear the sound of it. It's raking any sort of clumps and poo over the lip and into the trash section. Is this auto litter box suitable for large cats? Yes. This auto litter box can accommodate cats up to 22 pounds. How often should I empty the trash bag that's in the bottom trash reservoir? The company recommends to do it at least every 5 days. Personally, I empty out the trashes of my auto litter boxes twice a week. I find that this really helps with odor control. If you have dirty clumps sitting for a week plus, you may start to get some odor. And last question is, does it track my cat's health? This auto litter box does track weight and usage. That's my comprehensive look at the LALAHOME auto litter box. I hope this was helpful for you as you try to determine if this auto litter box is right for you. If you happen to buy the LALAHOME auto litter box or the Litter Robot 4, please do so with my link in the description. It's an affiliate link and it helps my channel so much. If you have any questions about this auto litter box, just let me know in the comments below. Is the major con for me also a deal breaker for you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching and please subscribe to my channel.